asking questions surprised me before taking immediate offensive action. Like, I don't know if Imu made him hesitate or whatever, but like, I feel like normally Gur just got her fingers cut off. Like, Zoro would be in action attacking. He jumped in and was like, "Are you with the Holy Knights or whatever?" I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting no words, just go. And the words came out. So I was like, did he hesitate?
I feel like he was a little nervous. So what we've been told from Roger and Garp, that in order to bypass rocks in his Haki levels, we have to have higher Haki levels. So that means whatever Zoro's using, that means Imu is using a higher form of it. He's just not trying because that's the number one person in the show. So you can't discredit Zoro just because he's versing the number one guy. That's extremely disrespectful.
Imu easily blocking Zoro's Conqueror's Haki attack with his tail alone was crazy to me. But I also looked back, and his attack that Zoro used was actually one of the attacks that he used against Albert in his fight in chapter 1035. You see it? And the only thing is, I can't tell if Albert himself dodged or blocked it from the way it looks. But I just want to point out that like that's a similar attack what we saw him use against Albert in that fight. And then that Zoro responds, "Oh, he has his flames on. There's no point in attacking." So now he's kind of just like chasing after Albert, whatever.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't tell.
It was page 12.
Yeah.
When destroyed the rock.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it hit him or not. And I was like, I kind of wanted to know, like, you know, the gravity of it, but I can't tell if he blocked it or he dodged it or what's going on with that.
It looks like he dodged it.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was leaning
We would have to
towards
watch the anime, but it looks like he did dodge it, though.
Right.
And his flame is on.
Exactly. And he has fire on his sword, too. Because even his sword's hanging down low, too, so I couldn't tell if it was like blocked it down or whatever, but it did look like he more leaned towards that he dodged it. And also, seemingly putting down Zoro with one attack is also crazy in itself because we know Zoro's pretty much of a tank. And granted, we don't know the fight to continue, but it looks like he's down the ground saying, "Damn it." It's like that. Almost you could even say he got one-shotted by Imu. But that's just crazy enough showing Imu's strength. And also, too, I noticed that even though it looked like Zoro put up his guard up in time, but it didn't, I guess, matter or it got through beforehand. Because if you look at Zoro's attack, he's like this. But when Imu's attacking him, he's trying to block. And his blades are closed right here, but the attack still went through to get past either his guard and move either fast enough or it wasn't just aim-wise, whatever. But
you have no idea how much talk about this chapter between like Zoro and Sanji. It's been just
it's
I haven't been
toxic.
I haven't been on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people interpreting different things at the same time, but I don't know if he's blocking or if he just took the attack and it went right through.
Yeah.
But either way, he does have armament Haki on his swords currently right now. So if he was blown back, I think his swords would have been like, his arms would have been extended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But there's also a clear difference in attack, which is, I would say, the same Omen attack on Zoro that it is on Haruden. And one's an explosion and the other one didn't explode.
Yeah.
Zoro asking questions surprised me before taking immediate offensive action. Like, I don't know if Imu made him hesitate or whatever, but like, I feel like normally Gur just got her fingers cut off. Like, Zoro would be in action attacking. He jumped in and was like, "Are you with the Holy Knights or whatever?" I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting no words, just go. And the words came out. So I was like, did he hesitate?
I feel like he was a little nervous.
Maybe. And that's rare. Like, that doesn't happen for Zoro. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, I like that. Imu's bringing that out. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to link it, too. Remember how Zoro responded when Enel attacked Robin? Yeah, immediately. Enel shocked Robin with lightning. He immediately went to go protect Robin and attack. Enel was like, "She's a woman. What is wrong with you?" But this one, Zoro out here asking questions.
I was like,
big bad Imu, baby.
I was like, yo, I was surprised at the hesitancy there. I just was. I really do like this Omen attack that Imu is doing. I don't know what it is exactly. I like Lawrence's explanation here about like, is this like his previous form that we saw? Like, I thought that was cool. But like you said, for it to be as powerful it is, like people say, "Oh, he one-shot Zoro, he one-shot Zoro." I'm not going that far per se, but essentially one-shot Zoro.
I need people to get like used to the fact that if you're versing the number one person in the entire show,
you're not gonna look great.
Being one shot and not being dead is a huge feat.
Yeah.
Like, you can take a loss, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best person in the entire show. Like, what are we talking about?
If you're gonna take a loss, this is who you're taking a loss to.
Yeah. Like, if you want to get one shot, you want to get one shot by Dofi or this guy? Like, what the hell?
I did not get shocked at all if this happened as all. I didn't, because I'm like, because for instance, if you're going to argue this, nobody said nothing about when Luffy got taken out by Kaido. We accepted it. It's a Yonko. We expected Luffy. Yeah, like for instance, Luffy's been to so many fights. The strongest creature alive, Yonko, Kaido, is Luffy's first one shot. Technically, if you go back, I don't really count the Aokiji thing. It's a little different with the abilities. If you could add that. fine. But like all the and we haven't seen really that happen fully with Straw Hats. You could say maybe Kizaru, but that's again, it was circumstantial in that moment. Again, this is like, it's different, but you show how much they got strong. I know they went through all this and stuff, but you gotta expect, again, Imu's the big bad, just like Kaido was the big bad of the Yonkos per se in that moment. It made sense for Luffy to get one shot, and we all expected it because he's not ready yet. You can't tell me people who are weaker than Luffy are gonna be ready to fight Imu. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense for them to even be on Imu's level. If you were seeing how people stronger than Rocks, Roger, them would still struggle greatly against Imu, how are they have any chance? Just thinking wise, bro. It didn't. I'm like, yeah, this should. If anything, if this didn't happen, I'm like, all right, what's going on?
People just don't want to discredit a character. Yeah. That's why.
Well, just like
that's the goal.
They've been calling Zoro the citizen of hell.
There was a lot of discourse about like how Imu was treating Zoro. And you can see now Imu's using the ring with eyes to view other people. So if he doesn't have to necessarily look at you, he just won't. But that doesn't mean that Zoro is he's weaker to the point where like Imu doesn't have to look at him, so he's not a problem. I think a lot of people are taking that narrative and throwing it on its face to discredit Zoro to a very high degree. It's even like, yo, Larry, who you got, Zoro or Loki still? And it's like very disrespectful because this is the number one person in the show. If Zoro and Kid both versed Imu, I'd still be like, yo, they both gonna get one shot just because they're not at that level, the same way I said with Shanks, right? So you witness a Conqueror's Haki user versus Imu. Imu looks at him with all of his eyes and then puts up his tail to defend. Now, I don't think that Imu's not using any type of Conqueror's Haki. I don't think that Imu is not using any Haki at all. I, in fact, do think that he's using Haki because if Zoro was using enough Conqueror's Haki, he would just overpower Imu. So what we've been told from Roger and Garp, that in order to bypass Rocks and his Haki levels, we have to have higher Haki levels. So that means whatever Zoro's using, that means Imu is using a higher form of it. He's just not trying because that's the number one person in the show. So you can't discredit Zoro just because he's versing the number one guy. That's extremely disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I just don't think it's fair. And the fact that, like, he uses Omen to shoot at Zoro point blank range, and it doesn't explode in his face the same way it does to Haruden, and then we see later on in the chapter it does to somebody else. I think that this also speaks towards Zoro's leakage of Conqueror's Haki. To some degree, if you're leaking Conqueror's Haki, you're going to be more durable than other people. I do think that attacks are even lessened to a degree, unless like the other person has Haki that could overpower yours. So I can see why like it didn't explode in Zoro's face. And why Zoro had enough time to sheath his swords and lay on his back and be like, damn, yo, that was crazy.
Yo, the sheathing of the swords thing is so funny.
Yeah, it is funny. It was like, yo, I quit, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, this is crazy, yo.
He's like, damn.
Yo, I genuinely think it was a mistake by Oda, but it's so funny that it happened because it's like everybody running wild with it from what I saw in the chat. It's like Zoro got rocked and went, like, there's no way.
Right. And a lot of people are like, well, Imu wasn't using Haki because, you know, yada yada. And I'm like, yo, why would he not use Haki on a Conqueror's Haki user who's attacking him, but then he uses it against Haruden? Like, Omen clearly has Haki instilled into it.
Yeah.
This is a being who's like constantly leaking it. Like,
too,
like, and again, it comes to people wanting discrediting certain people, but I will say this. I am a little bit impressed with Zoro's tanking ability. To be able to tank something like this with the Haki levels that's persisting right now from Imu. I think that's very important because it not only explains the level he's at, but it does explain he's well above the others. Everyone around him because of what he's garnered so far. So I'm very impressed. I'm not surprised though he got one-shotted. Like, I saw Imu at God Valley and look what he did to Rocks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me still to this day. Yeah, so for me to know that Zoro wouldn't beat that Rocks and he's versing a stronger Imu, I'm like, right.
Exactly.
So,
and that's why I like just to even put it in a different perspective. Like you put it perfectly, Larry. But also too, Lionel said, who was out here expecting, aside from me, Luffy getting one shot by Kaido? To me, it was a dub for me because I said, because Sebastian would argue, there's no way we had 2-year time training with Luffy just for him to get one-shotted and not be Yonko's level.
That's on Oda, bro. What are we doing?
But it's like Evil's supposed to be even higher than that level. You know what I'm saying?
Luffy was supposed to be higher than this then.
Nah, like for example, now I'm happy, like you said, I'm happy that Oda's doing it for like the showing the difference of level, like showing, all right, there's still another higher level that they can get to.
Yeah.
You know?
I think this chapter especially is very confusing on the Haki aspect.
Yeah.
And this is where like people's perception and knowledge of Haki starts to deteriorate, or they start to understand what's happening. And I think this is proof positive of why things are specifically happening in the ways that they are, especially since Emu is constantly using it. So if you don't understand that aspect, you're always going to like discredit somebody else or not see something that you're supposed to see.